Hello class and welcome to an English class. Today's lesson will be a grammar lesson. We will be talking about a very important verb in English. This verb is the verb to be. It is highly important. We will see why it is important. So this lesson will be about, I'll teach you about this verb out of 5 parts. The first part is the uses. When should you use the verb to be? It means when do you need it, etc. Okay. The second part will be about the positive sentences, the positive form, or how to make positive sentences affirmative or declarative sentences. The third part we will see the negative sentence, how to make sentences negative, and the last part one, of course, is the question form, or how to make interrogative sentences using the same verb, which is to be in the present simple. And the last part will be devoted to some practice. We will see some exercises related to this verb in the present simple. So let's start with the first part, which is the uses. So I have just said that it is very important in your daily life, etc. Okay, why? For a group of reasons. The first one is we need this verb or to express ourselves, especially when we talk about names. To give your name, you need to be, and then to give an idea about your age, you need the same verb. The third case is job. When you talk about your job, when you describe your job, you use the same verb, which is to be in the present simple. So let's see the fourth one, which is nationality. When you give, when you talk about your nationality, you need this verb as well. Of course, it's not always about you, but sometimes you can talk about your father's name, your father's age, your father's job or nationality. So we use it for every person, either you or your friend or other people, your brothers, friends, etc. Next one, which is descriptions. When we describe people, we need this verb. I can describe myself, but I need to be. You can describe your friend, brothers, etc., your family, etc., using the same verb. The next one is when you talk about prices of goods, things that you buy from supermarket, markets, etc., you need to be as well. We will see some examples for every case in a few moments, okay? Then comes feelings. When you describe feelings and emotions, you need the same verb, which is to be. Next case is when you talk about your favorites. It may be your favorite pop star, your favorite music, your favorite film, your favorite sport, etc. So again, you need the same verb as well. Then comes colors. When you describe things, the color of something, etc., we need the same verb. Then the last one, which is time. When we talk about hours or dates, etc., the clock, we need the same verb. Of course, there are other instances and cases for this verb, but these are the main cases in which we need to be. So let's see some examples for every case. So let's start with names. When you talk about, when you give your name or your friend's name, let's see an example, okay? My name is Karim. So look at the verb, it is Karim. Then comes age. I am 17 years old. Is the verb to be here. I am talking about age. I'm describing my age, so I need to be Look at the third. It is a job. If you want to describe your job, you need the same verb. So, for example, okay, I am a student. So, is a student. Let's see nationality. You are Moroccan. I am Moroccan. Maybe we can talk about other people. Peter is British. Paulo is Spanish, etc. So, when we describe nationalities, etc., we need the same verb. Now, let's see descriptions. And here we talk about appearance or physical or mental descriptions as well. So let's see an example here. Kauthar is tall. Tall describes Kauthar, but is the verb to be. That's why we need it here. Now let's see an example of prices. This jacket is 30 Moroccan dirhams, 300 Moroccan dirhams. So I am talking about the price of the jacket, but I need to be here. Feelings. When you talk about your feelings, sad, happy, etc., you need this verb. Look at the example. You are happy. Means this is you describe your feeling. How do you feel? Now let's see favorites. My favorite subject is Arabic. I can change it with another one. My favorite sport is football. My favorite pop star is Michael Jackson, etc. You can change. You can talk about your favorites, take music, cinema, etc. Now let's see the colors. When you describe something, the color of something, you need the same verb. Trees are green. Green is a color. It describes trees, and R is two. Now let's talk about. Let's take an example of time. Okay. It's 7:30. 7:30 is a time expression. Is the verb to be. So here I am giving an idea about time. So these are some uses of to be. Means when should you use the verb to be? Okay, we have names, age, jobs, etc. These are called personal information, etc. Okay, so that's why it is highly important. You need it, so you need to pay attention to this verb. It's highly important, very important. Okay, now let's see the second part, which is how to make sentences, positive sentences, declarative sentences using the same verb. So how can you make a declarative sentence or affirmative sentence using the same verb, which is to be in the present simple? So let's start with the first subject, which is I. I refers here to myself. I am alone. Okay, so I'm talking about myself. That's why we use I. So I am, and what is special here is that we make it a little bit short. So we shorten it, and this is called a short form. It becomes am. It's the same. Either you can say I am happy or I'm happy. Again, there is no difference between them, of course. Let's see the second part, the second one, which is he. He here refers to a man or it's a person, of course, and it refers to a man or a boy. And to be becomes here, he is. And we make it short, we shorten it, and it becomes his. It's the same again, okay? So this is for he. Now let's see the next one, which is she. And she refers to a girl or a woman. Only one person, of course. This is a human being, of course, okay? So she is. It's like he. These three are similar, of course. They take is. So she is. And we shorten it, and it becomes she's. Now comes it, and it is one of something. It's not a person, it's not a man, it's not a boy, it's not a girl, but it is something. Maybe it's a marker, a mobile phone, a car, etc. So we use it for something that is not a person. So it is, it's like he or she, but yeah, it is. And we shorten it like the others, okay, and it becomes it's. And then you finish the sentence. Remember, these are positive sentences. You need to add extra information. You need your name or your father's name or your sister's name or your mother's name, etc. So you either you use names or you use jobs, as we have just seen, okay? Now comes the next part, which is how to use to be in the positive with we, you, and they. They are similar, of course. It's not is, but it has another form. So we are. This is for plural. Maybe another person and I. My brother and I. My friend and I. Karim and I. I am included, okay? So we are, at least two people, of course. We are, and we make it short, and it becomes we're. And then you finish with something, of course. We are students, we are Moroccans, etc. Either nationality or job or names, etc. Okay. You, it means you, maybe one or more than one. So you are, and it becomes your when it is shortened. Okay. And then you finish with a name or a job, etc. Now let's talk about they. and it takes the same form, which is are, they are, and then you finish the sentence with something, of course. You can make it short and it becomes there. Again, either you use the full form or the short form, is the same. It doesn't matter if you use the first one or the second one. What is important is that you use to be and you pay attention. As you can see here, we have three forms of to be in the positive form. We have is, and are. So this is for the declarative sentences, affirmative sentences, or positive sentences. Now let's see how to. The next part will be about negative sentences. It means how to make negative sentences. So what do we do here is that we, what is special about to be in the negative form is that we keep the same form as in the positive, but we add not just after the verb. With every subject, either are, you, etc., we keep the same. So if we go to the first, which is I, as we have just seen, we say I am, and then we add not, and it becomes I am not. And then you finish. I am happy, I am not happy. And again we make it short, and it becomes I'm not happy. Let's see he. So he takes is, and we add not, and it becomes he is not. We make it short as well, and it becomes he isn't. Then you finish the sentence with something else, of course, either a feeling or a description or a color, etc. She is not, and you abbreviate it, and it becomes she isn't. For example, Sarah is a doctor. Sarah is not a doctor. She is happy. She is not happy. We can say either she isn't happy or she isn't happy. It's the same. It takes is, but we add not just after is, and it becomes it is not. And we make it short again, and it becomes it isn't. Now let's see the next one, which is we, you, and they. Again, you need the third form to be here, and it is are, but you need to add not. So can you give it a try? Okay. So let's go ahead. We are not. So what do we do here? We shorten it, and it becomes we are. We are not American students, but we are Moroccan students. You are. You add not, and it becomes you aren't, and you can make it short as well, and it becomes you aren't. You are not an engineer. You are a student. They are not, and it becomes they aren't. So again, this is for the negative form. What you need is the same form as the positive, but you just add not just after to the verb to be. Okay. So maybe you can write it in a full form or a short form. What is important is that you pay attention to the form of to be. It is the same as the positive am, is, and are plus not. So now let's see the next one, which is question. How to ask questions, how to make questions using this verb. It means to be in the present simple. So what is special here about the verb to be in the present simple is that we rely, or if we go back to the positive declarative form of this verb, for example, I am, he is, etc. So what do? We keep the same, but we reverse the verb and we move it to the beginning of the sentence, and it becomes a question. So for I am, if we reverse it, it becomes I am I, and then you finish the question. he is. So if you want to reverse it, it becomes is he, and then you add the missing information to make your question either name or job or something else. Okay, she is. If we reverse it, it becomes is she. Is she an engineer? This is a question, of course. So we reverse the verb. We put it at the beginning before the subject. The same goes with it. It is. It becomes is it, and then you finish the question. This is for the second part. Now comes the next one, which is we are, you are they. This is for plural, of course. Okay. So what do? Again, we reverse the verb with the subject. We put the verb to be conjugated in the beginning, and then we write the subject, and then we finish our question. So we are becomes are we. So if you go to you are. If we reverse it using the same technique, it becomes are you, and then you finish your question. Okay. So here we go. Okay. Are you, and then you finish the question. They are. We reverse it again, and it becomes are they. So don't forget here, when you finish when you reverse the verb to be with the subject, you need to finish your sentence, and then you need to put a question mark at the end of your sentence. If you don't put a question mark, it is wrong. This is a mistake, and you should avoid it. If we go back to affirmative and negative sentences, you need to finish them. We usually finish them with full stops, but with questions, we put question mark. Question mark here is very important, so please do not forget to put question mark at the end of your sentence once you finish. So this is for the positive, the uses, and the negative, as well as the questions. Okay. What's left is that we need some practice concerning the negative and the questions or interrogative, as well as the positive form of to be in the present simple. So let's go to practice, and we start with the first. We have 3 tasks to do. Okay, so or you have 3 tasks to do. Take your time, read the question carefully. Okay, pay attention, and try to answer the question. Look at the first one. Complete with a, is, or are. Here you have 3 forms of to be. It is conjugated. You have gaps. You just fill in the gaps with the right form of to be, either is, or are. We in Australia. Munir 11 today. You on holiday. I from Britain. Ahmed and Peter in the park. It my birthday today. So we have 6 sentences. Okay, you have 6 gaps, and you have 3 choices. So pay attention to the first word and give it a try. Okay, we. Is it we is in Australia? Munir 11 today. Munir, remember Munir here, this is a boy. So pay attention. Okay, you. I'm talking about myself from Britain. Ahmed and Peter, here we have 2 people. Okay, they are not with us. So Ahmed and Peter. It my birthday today. So let's take the first one. Okay, we in Australia. It becomes, yes, what is the right answer? We are in Australia. We are. You can put we are or we're in Australia if you want to make it short. Let's see the second one. Munir. Munir refers to a boy. So if you want to change it with a pronoun, it becomes, yes, is it I or you or he? Yeah, he. So Munir or he. Munir is 11 today. 11 years old. Yeah, here I'm talking about Munir's age. You. So you are on holiday. I am from Britain. Yes. What about Ahmed and Peter? Ahmed and Peter, is it he? He and he, yeah. So he and he, it becomes, yes, it is they. They are in Britain. It. The last one is it. It's my birthday today. So this is for the first one, which is making positive sentences, okay. Now let's see another exercise, another task to do. Task number 2. Make negative sentences. So read the following sentences, okay, and try to change them into negative sentences. Again, you need to keep the same sentence and just add not. So where should you put not? Is it before or after is? To be. Yeah, you need to put it just after to be. So try to find to be in these sentences and then add not. And don't forget to add full stops at the end of every sentence, okay? So take some time. Yeah. Anas is my cousin. I am at school. We are in the park. You are tall. This is my book. They are happy. So, the first, yeah. So let's take the first sentence, please. Anas is not my cousin. So as you can see here, is the verb. And we add not, so it becomes is not. Anas is not my cousin. What about this next one, which is I am at school? Where is the verb? Yeah, So we need to keep the same verb and we just add not, just after it. It's not before but after. The verb, I am at school. We are in, yeah. We are in the park. We aren't in the park. You are tall. This is a description, okay? So you aren't tall. Very good indeed. This is my book. Imagine that it doesn't belong to me, okay? It's not mine. So this is not my book. Yes, very good indeed. So again, you can put either is or isn't. They are happy. Imagine that they are sad. So how can you make a negative sense here? They are not happy. So this is for practice on negative sentences, okay? So if we go to the last part, which is, it means another task, okay? It's about questions, how to make questions in English. Look at the task. Make questions with the given words. John from Sweden. This is an example. John from Sweden. We have phrases here. What should you do here is that you put, what you need to do here is that you need to use these the given words and you add to be by yourself, of course, and you make questions. Pay attention to the end of every sentence. You need a question mark. So John from Sweden, if we want to make it as a question, John is a boy, only one, so he. So it becomes, is John from Sweden? This is a question. What about you, 12? This is age. We late. His car slow. Your father at home. So take some time, of course, and try to do these 4 sentences, okay? Make questions, please. So let's correct the first one, okay? You 12. So the first one, okay, yes. Are you 12? This is a question. Are we late? We takes is, or are. Yes, are. So, but we need to reverse it. It becomes, yes. Are we late? This is another question. Now, what about his car? His car. It's not my car, but his car. It means it. This is not a person. So, it. And you need to reverse the verb with his car. So, his car. Is his car slow? Very good indeed. Your father at home. Your father. This is a man. This is a, this is a person. So, your father or he. It takes are, or is. Yes, very good indeed, is, but you need to reverse it. So what is the answer? Is your father at home? Great. So this is for that's all for this verb. Okay, we have seen how to when should you use it. We have seen how to make positive sentences, affirmative sentences, how to make them negative, and how to ask questions using the same verb, which again it is to be. Okay, so the verb to be is highly important in English for a great variety of cases or reasons. We have seen them in the first part. I hope that you have benefited from today's lesson. Okay, so have a nice time and enjoy learning English. Bye for now.